Diabetes can be conquered, and it can be conquered quite easily, whether it's type 1 diabetes or type 2. Type 1 diabetes is usually if the pancreas is damaged, and it is said that the cells don't make any insulin, but I have seen pancreases revive once they're given the right conditions. So, as I have mentioned several times before, page 127 of the Ministry of Healing states, in the case of sickness, the cause should be ascertained. Wrong habits corrected and unhealthful conditions changed. Then nature is to be assisted in her efforts to expel impurities and re-establish right conditions back in the system.
Have you ever wondered how much your diet really matters when it comes to serious health conditions? As we age, our risk for chronic diseases like cancer and diabetes starts to rise. Diabetes is a condition where your body struggles to manage blood sugar levels, and it can lead to serious complications if left unchecked. While cancer involves the uncontrolled growth of abnormal cells, which can affect nearly any part of the body and often goes unnoticed until it's advanced. Nowadays, these diseases are becoming more common, even among younger people. But food can be one of the most powerful tools we have to protect our health. It can help manage symptoms, support treatment, and even reduce the risk of developing these conditions in the first place. So what are the best foods that can support your body in fighting both cancer and diabetes? Stay tuned as we break down some of the top choices backed by science and explain exactly why they work. Before we begin, take a moment to comment below and let us know where you're watching from. Also, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. Let's jump into it.
So someone with cancer, what would be the best breakfast for them?
No sugar.
Almost the same.
Dark green.
A little bit different. We want to get those carbohydrates right down. So with the cancer, we usually advocate 6 weeks no fruit. So what would be their breakfast if there's going to be no fruit?
Berries.
No fruit.
No fruit. Yeah, it's perfect.
No fruit. We want to get the glucose levels down even lower.
Green.
Pardon?
Also lentils or beans or
Yeah. What would we do for the raw?
certain vegetables.
There's a group of classified as fruit, but almost not classified as fruit because they're the savoury fruits. So we've got tomato, cucumber, avocado, pumpkin, zucchini, eggplant. Yep. So what would be the raw? Avocado? Cucumber?
Celery.
Celery, yeah. Again, we've got to make it so that they like it. And they can have a little grain, but not a lot of grain. So maybe just half a cup of some of the grains we just looked at. Yeah. Maybe rice. You've gone quiet.
Yeah, but I like some color to that. It's green. Tomato.
So will we put buckwheat? And or rice? And we can have some green. What would be some green?
Broccoli.
Yeah, or you could have some steamed vegetables maybe. Steamed veg, we'll just say steamed veg. Again, it depends on the lady of the house that's doing the cooking. Okay, we've got our fibre. Got a little bit of protein in here, not a lot. Protein?
Dentist.
Yeah, we'll do some Legumes, yeah. Now this is what I advocate or suggest, that when someone is on the no fruit for 6 weeks, variety is very important so they don't get sick of it. So I suggest Monday lentils, Tuesday cannelloni bean, Wednesday black-eyed bean day, Thursday chickpea day. Can you see the variety there? Friday tofu. Yeah?
What about carrots? May they eat carrots because they are a bit sweet?
As long as they're not eating a whole plate of carrots.
Let's talk about how these foods help fight against cancer. The main goal is to reduce sugar intake, support the immune system, and create an environment where cancer cells struggle to grow. That's why fruit is removed for a while, because even natural sugars can spike glucose levels and cancer cells feed on glucose. Now, vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, kale, and cabbage belong to the cruciferous family. These contain compounds like sulforaphane, which has been shown in research to slow the growth of cancer cells and even help eliminate them in some cases. Steamed broccoli, for example, is easy to digest and doesn't lose too many nutrients if not overcooked. Cucumbers and celery are high in water and help with detoxification. They keep the kidneys functioning properly and help flush out waste. Avocados are rich in healthy fats and antioxidants like glutathione, which can help protect cells from damage. Legumes, like lentils, chickpeas, black-eyed beans and cannellini beans, are excellent sources of plant-based protein and fibre. Fibre is essential because it helps remove waste from the body more efficiently and supports gut health. A healthy gut contributes to a stronger immune system, which is key when someone is dealing with cancer. Plus, legumes contain compounds like saponins and phytates, which are being studied for their possible role in slowing cancer cell growth. Buckwheat and brown rice provide complex carbohydrates. These are slow digesting and don't cause blood sugar spikes like refined grains do. Buckwheat, despite its name, is gluten-free and contains rutin, which has antioxidant properties and may reduce inflammation. Keeping inflammation low is another important part of cancer recovery. Tofu is a good source of plant protein and contains isoflavones. These compounds are thought to mimic estrogen in the body, but in a gentler way. This might help regulate hormone-related cancers when consumed in moderate amounts. Still, soy is a personal choice and should be discussed with a healthcare provider, especially for those with hormone-sensitive cancers. Carrots are slightly sweet but contain beta-carotene, which the body converts into vitamin A. This nutrient plays a role in keeping cells healthy and supporting the immune system. Eating carrots in moderation can be a good way to add some variety and flavour without adding too much sugar. By eating a rotation of these foods, you're not only avoiding things that feed cancer cells like sugar and processed carbs, but you're also giving your body tools to fight back. These tools come in the form of antioxidants, anti-inflammatory compounds, plant-based proteins, and essential vitamins and minerals. Each meal becomes an opportunity to support healing and protect healthy cells from further damage. The key is consistency and variety. Changing the legumes daily, switching up vegetables, and trying new ways to prepare them can help someone stick to the plan without getting bored. And most importantly, all these foods support the body's natural defenses because the body wants to heal and the right food gives it a better chance to do that.
The pomegranate, because of the sweetness of it, you'd probably introduce that after 6 weeks. Okay. So for 6 weeks, no sugar, and that can actually flip the way the cancer cells run. Dr. Holland said when you deprive cancer cells of glucose, they self-destruct. That's what we want. It's just for 6 weeks.
Then slowly introduce.
Yeah. Very, very low sweet. The pomegranate could come in then because that's not really high sweet.
Pomegranate is often called one of the most powerful fruits when it comes to supporting the body in its fight against cancer. What makes it so helpful is the high concentration of antioxidants, especially a group called polyphenols. These include ellagic acid, punicalagin, and anthocyanins. Each of these plays a role in reducing oxidative stress, which can damage healthy cells and lead to the development or spread of cancer. Ellagic acid, for example, helps slow the growth of cancer cells and can even make it harder for tumours to grow new blood vessels, a process called angiogenesis. Without blood supply, tumours struggle to survive. Punicalagin, another compound found mostly in the peel and juice of pomegranate, helps reduce inflammation and may prevent cancer cells from dividing and multiplying. Several lab studies and small-scale human trials have suggested that pomegranate extract or juice might be especially helpful in slowing the growth of prostate and breast cancer cells. It may even help reduce the risk of recurrence after treatment in some cases. While these studies are still ongoing and more research is needed, the early results are promising. Pomegranate also helps the liver and digestive system, both of which are important in clearing toxins from the body. When these systems work well, the body is in a better position to protect itself from disease. It's also a good source of vitamin C, which helps strengthen the immune system. Another benefit is that pomegranate may support healthy hormone balance. This is especially helpful in hormone-sensitive cancers like breast and prostate cancer. The natural plant compounds in pomegranate can help regulate estrogen and testosterone activity without causing spikes.
First of all, like to look at is what would be a really good breakfast for a diabetic. So what does a diabetic have to reduce down?
Sugar.
The sugars, that's right. They have to reduce them right down. It doesn't mean they can't have sugars. It means that they need to greatly reduce it. So any suggestions on a good way to start a diabetic's breakfast? And there's no right or wrong answers here, okay? Yeah? Lentils. Lentils is a good one. So we might put lentils here. What we aim for is half cooked, half raw. And the reason why we like half cooked, half raw, because raw will deliver what cooked won't, and cooked will deliver what raw won't. But if someone's got an irritated lining of the gut, then maybe not raw. So you can see how you would adjust your menus according to the person and according to what their problem was. But this person does not have any gut problems. Their problem is diabetes. So what else could go with the lentils?
Walnuts. I'm
Yeah?
just wondering, what do you mean raw would deliver?
When you cook food, you lose some of the tender vitamins. And when you cook food, you release things that aren't available in the raw. So vitamin C, of course, is destroyed with cooking.
Vegetables.
So any ideas on what else this diabetic? He might not be happy if we just give him lentils.
Grapefruit.
Grapefruit.
Grapefruit, yeah, yeah. So grapefruit. Buckwheat, yeah. What I always do with guests, because before they go home, I make out a program for them. And depending on their problem, I'll do what we're doing now. Now, if they screw up their nose at grapefruit and say, I don't like grapefruit, well, we have to do a bit of adjustment there. So what I'll often say, would you prefer to have a very savoury breakfast like avocado, tomato, cucumber? And if they go, no, I don't want that for breakfast. But some would like it. So I say, what would you like? If I make suggestions and I don't get any pluses, so I say, well, what would you like? And they might say, well, I would like to start with some fruit. So what's another fruit a diabetic could have?
Granny Smith apple.
Granny Smith apple, yeah?
Tomato.
Yeah. Or we could just say the green apple. Yeah, it could be that.
Cherries is also.
Pardon?
Cherries.
Cherries, yeah. Cherries, they're nice, low glycemic. We'll say an or an or. Okay.
Berries in general. Berries.
That's right. Right. Yep. We'll just say berries. He might live here, and on his morning walk, he might pick blueberries. So let's have a look and see what we've got here. We've got our fibre. Yeah. Everything has fibre. We've got protein. We've got some protein in the buckwheat. We've got some protein in the legumes, the lentils. Fats.
Avocado.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah. Avocado could come up with the raw. And of course, avocado would depend on where the person lives, because sometimes the avocado is just too expensive or not grown there. Nuts, yep. Nuts will certainly lift it up. So that's a great breakfast for a diabetic.
Including foods like lentils, buckwheat, nuts, seeds and low glycemic fruits in a diabetic's breakfast can make a big difference in managing blood sugar levels throughout the day. Here's how each of these helps. Lentils are rich in both fibre and protein. Fibre slows down the digestion process, which helps keep blood sugar levels stable after eating. The protein content supports muscle repair and helps reduce hunger, which can prevent overeating later in the day. Plus, lentils have a low glycemic index, which means they don't cause a rapid spike in blood sugar. Buckwheat is another great option. Despite the name, it's not wheat and it's gluten-free. It's packed with fibre, minerals like magnesium and antioxidants. Magnesium plays a role in blood sugar control, and the slow digesting carbs in buckwheat help avoid blood sugar spikes. Fruits like green apples, cherries and berries are low in sugar compared to other fruits. They also contain fibre, antioxidants and vitamins. Berries in particular have compounds that may improve insulin sensitivity, which is very helpful for people with diabetes. Adding nuts and seeds such as flax seeds, chia seeds, almonds or walnuts provides healthy fats, fibre and protein. These slow digestion and improve satiety, keeping blood sugar more stable between meals. For instance, flax seeds are high in lignans and omega-3 fatty acids, which support heart health, something that's especially important for diabetics. Avocados, when available, are another healthy fat option. They are low in carbs, high in fibre, and can help lower bad cholesterol levels. Since many people with diabetes are at risk of heart disease, including healthy fats like those in avocados can be a helpful addition. The idea behind this kind of breakfast is not just to avoid sugar, but to build a meal that supports slow and steady energy release, balances blood sugar levels, and provides enough nutrients to keep the body functioning well. Also, by customizing the breakfast based on personal taste and availability, people are more likely to stick with these changes long term. That consistency is key in diabetes management. Over time, these types of food choices can reduce the risk of complications, help with weight control, and even improve insulin sensitivity. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a like and share it with someone who might need it. Your diet can make a real difference, and small changes can go a long way. Subscribe for more health tips, and as always, take care of yourself and stay healthy.